Yo, what is going on everyone? GuidingLight here, back with the very last overtime challenge, and in this one, I'll show you guys how to be the first to catch a fish, first to land from the battle bus, or the first to get an elimination. Now, this challenge may take a few tries, and there's a few tips and tricks that I can give you guys in order to make sure that it does go by pretty quickly. So, like the challenge says, you will need to be the very first person in the game to either catch a fish, land from the battle bus, or get an elimination. So, I would say most people are probably going to want to either try to catch a fish or just be the first to land. Now, to get the first elimination isn't necessarily that hard, but it's probably going to be a lot more random than actually going out of your way to try to be the first to land or the first to catch a fish. So what I suggest you do is actually go into squads, but do not turn on fill. This will actually allow you to have a better chance at being one of the first people to land, and it's also going to give you a better chance at being one of the first people to catch a fish, because most squads don't jump right away, and when they do, they spend a lot of time actually picking the location they're going to go to. So not having a squad can actually allow you to drop a little bit quicker because you can decide where you want to go for yourself. On top of that, in squads, a lot of people are going to try to loot and get kills in the first couple of minutes, and in that time you can go and just start fishing and easily get this challenge done. So I'll give you guys a bunch of tips and tricks where you can either be the first to land or be the first to catch a fish. And this is all going to start on the battle bus. So as soon as you get on the battle bus, what you need to do is get ready to press X as soon as it comes up. Now, don't already be facing down. That's actually a big mistake I see a lot of people make. Before jumping out of the battle bus, if you're already looking down, your character will go through a weird animation, and it will actually take a whole extra second or two for you to actually jump out. So what you want to do is basically make it so that you're looking at the horizon, and then after you jump out of the battle bus, that's when you want to begin looking straight down. So if you do this correctly, you'll have a little bit extra speed than anyone else, and that extra second is actually going to allow you to land first. So after jumping out, what you want to do is actually make sure that you're pointed at the water. What you want to do is point your character at the lowest point possible. If you point yourself at a mountain, or you point yourself at the top of a house, or maybe even at the top of this lighthouse, you'll automatically, by default, pull your glider a lot sooner. That's how the game works. So what you want to try to do is look at the lowest point on the map that you can. By looking at the lowest point in the map, you guarantee that you'll be able to fall the longest amount of time, and you can pull your glider out a lot later. So make sure that you're pointed at the water, or basically just the lowest thing that you can find in the general area, and that will allow you guys to actually push even faster than anyone else, because if anyone is pointed at a mountain or at the top of a roof, it will actually make it so that they pull their glider even sooner, and they won't have all that free fall time to build up speed. So if you follow those two tips, make sure that you're pointed at the horizon when jumping out of the battle bus, make sure you're pointed at the lowest point possible, you'll be able to fall faster than any other player. Now, as soon as you do pull your glider, what you want to do is find the highest object you can. For me, I got pretty lucky because this lighthouse was here. It allowed me to land really, really fast. And you'll know that you landed first because you'll see a special thing pop up where it says you're the first to land, and if you're the first to open a chest as well, you will see the special blue message pop up, and you will also see your challenge get completed. So if you are not the first to land or the first to get an elimination, I wouldn't get discouraged, because you can still be the first to catch a fish. That's why we actually went into squads, because not that many people go fishing right away at the beginning of the match. And you'll notice here that I was in this match for maybe 2 whole minutes, 3 whole minutes, and I was still able to get the first fish of the match. So I was the first person to land, the first person to loot a chest, and after waiting 2 whole minutes finding a fishing rod, I was also the very first person to find a fish as well. So I'm going to show you guys how you can do that portion of the challenge as well. So if for some reason you guys land and you're not the first to land, maybe you're not the first to get an elimination, you can still very easily be the very first person to get a fish out of a fishing hole. So immediately what you want to do if you do not complete the challenge is immediately try to find a fishing spot. So basically go straight to the water as fast as you can. You want to try to find a fishing pole or a boat or something, that way you can get to a fishing hole. And you'll notice here, even though I was in the game for 3 or 4 minutes, I was still able to be the very first person to catch a fish. So I was finally able to come across some fishing poles, and then I ended up getting in the boat, driving over to the very first fishing hole that I found. And even though I was like 3 or 4 minutes into the game, I guess no one else had found any fish yet, and that is why I do suggest going into squads, because in solos, a lot of people do like to go fishing straight away. But you'll notice here that I did get the special message as well for the first catch, and that's how you'll know that you did it, because if you don't see that blue message, that means somebody else beat you to it. So hopefully this video did help you guys out to complete whichever one you wanted, whether to be the first to land, first to get an elimination, or the first to find a fish. If it did, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you guys are new, and I will catch you guys in the next Fortnite video. Peace.